It's tournament time. Today on the Tiger Basketball Report, we'll preview the CAA Tournament. Get ready, fans. The Tiger Basketball Report starts now. Hello again, fans. I'm your host, Ben Rosenbaum, and welcome to the Tiger Basketball Report. The Tigers are headed up to Philadelphia for the CAA Women's Basketball Tournament. I'm joined, as always, by head coach Diane Richardson. And, Coach, it's tournament time. Everyone's 0-0.
Yep.
Talk about the mentality that this team needs to have heading into tournament play.
Yeah, well, we've got to, shore up a lot of things, but we've got to play tough and play hard because this is the tournament, and this is what we play for all season.
You didn't end your regular season on the highest of notes. It was a tough stretch, those final couple games. But how has this team improved from day one to now? What have you seen the biggest improvement in?
I think we've shored up some spots with scoring, with Nikaya Mayo and with Mary Cuevas, who weren't used to scoring, and they're tops in the conference in scoring. So we saw some great improvement there, and we saw like the game the other day with Maya Lee. So I think confidence was really, really big this season for them to be confident in scoring and playing basketball.
I want to talk about Maya Lee for a second. She had a great game this final game against Delaware, and how much can we expect to see her in the tournament, especially if she plays with that much intensity and that much consistency as well?
Yeah, well, she's kind of feeling it right now when she's spending some extra time in the gym and just, the biggest thing with Maya was her confidence. She's got a great body. She's got good moves, and it was just a confidence thing. And I think that game was a breakout game for her, and she knows she can do it. And she's had a couple good practices since then, too. So we're hoping that she can do some great things for us in the tournament.
In that Delaware game, we talked about it. It seemed like emotionally or maybe energy-wise, the team as a whole wasn't ready to play. You had Raina Barber, who came with a lot of energy, didn't have a lot of stats, but a lot of hustle plays.
Right.
Talked about Maya. In the tournament, you've got to come with that energy from the jump because it's win or go home.
Right.
And have you been stressing that since that Delaware game?
Yeah, I think we're understanding, and they're understanding that this is it. This is do or die, win or go home, and we've got to pull it all together. And whatever things that were holding them back, whether they were nervous or emotional, whatever, those things have to go out the window. We've got to play.
You're taking on UNCW in the first round Wednesday at 2:00 in Philadelphia. You just played them 2 games ago. How much of an advantage or a benefit is it to not have to play somebody that you maybe haven't played in a couple weeks or a couple months, but you're playing a team that you just played this past week?
Right. It's sort of an advantage to us because we've just felt it 2 games ago, and it's not much scouting that we have to do starting from scratch or starting from way back in the season. So I think it's an advantage for us because we just prepared for them. And so, they've had 1 game since then, and we've had 1 game since then. So I think we're, ahead of the curve a little bit when we talk about scouting.
You've been a part of, in your past coaching career, you've been a part of tournament champion teams and things like that. How much of that helps you bringing it to a team that's fighting out of the 9 seed and going to have to really have a tough road to the finals?
Yeah, well, in some past years, we've come into tournaments kind of like this, and we fought our way through and ended up winning. So I know that it's there, and I tell them that it's there if we want it. So it doesn't matter where, what our record is going in. It's 0-0 again. So if we want it, we've got to fight for it.
I asked you a moment ago how much this team has grown. What about yourself and your staff? I mean, this is your first head coach college job, and how much have you grown as a head college coach from day one when you stepped foot on Towson to now?
Yeah, well, tremendously, just like the girls have, and I've put in a lot of extra work and trying to hone my craft and everything, and and trying to put pieces together, and I think I've grown quite a bit, and I'm looking forward to continuing to grow.
Looking at UNCW, tough loss to them just this past week. What's going to be important to beat the Seahawks this time out and take the season series from them, essentially?
Yeah, it's going to be defense. It has to be defense. We have to stop them from scoring, and I think in our last game we had some lapses on defense, which allowed them to score. One of their players scored quite a bit and may have been a season high or even a career high, and we've got to stop those kinds of things.
Rain has taken over the point guard position in the past week or so, and how would you assess the way Rain's been running point?
Well, I mean, her leadership on the court is immeasurable. But one of the things is we know that we're having less turnovers with Rain. More assists. She can see the floor a little bit. I like her court vision where she can see the next play.
Mary had a little tough day on senior day. She wasn't scoring as well. She wasn't rebounding the ball, which was odd to see from her. Right. Is this a situation where you go back to the beginning of the year where you challenged her and then she came out like a rocket in that next game, and really I think it was William and Mary, she floored them? Is it a similar situation with her right now?
It is, and she's realized that she was a kind of laid back a little bit in the game, and again, here we are, do or die, win or go home, and so she, we depend on her, and she's got to step up a little bit and know that this is her senior year and could be her last game, so she's got to give everything she has.
All right. The Tigers will hit the floor in the DAC in Philadelphia for the first round of the CAA Tournament Wednesday at 2 o'clock. I'll have the call live for you on TowsonTigers.com starting at 1:45. Coach, thanks for joining us, and good luck in the tournament.
Thank you.
And thank you, fans, for joining us. And for more news and notes on your favorite Towson Tiger teams, head over to TowsonTigers.com. For head coach Diane Richardson, I'm Ben Rosenbaum. Thanks for joining us, and as always, go Tigers.